Hello, and in this video we're going to take a look at how to action a stock take on the Mintsoft mobile app. So to get to this point you should previously have seen our on-demand stock take video or our cycle count stock take video and have actually created a stock take which has been generated and come through to the mobile. So on your mobile, as long as you've been given sufficient permissions as part of your user account, you should see here in the inventory management section you have got stock take, and the badge here shows how many stock takes are outstanding. There are 3 tabs, so you have a new tab, and this means there's 4 stock takes which have not yet been started. There's 11 stock takes which have already been started, and second counts which will be covered in a separate video, but this is where you can go to enter account for any items where you've found a discrepancy if the configuration of the stock take requires a second count to validate them. So it's quite simple. Once you get to this stage, you can find a stock take and click on it, and you can see, by the way, the ID of the stock take. You can see the reference as well, and if it's a cycle count you can see the date that it's being created. You can see how many items are in that stock take, so you have an idea of how big the stock take is that you're going to be getting into, and you can also see if it's going to be a blind or an open stock take. And as a reminder, an open stock take, the user can see the quantities that are expected, but with a blind stock take they don't see the quantities. They have to enter them manually by counting, of course, which is the purpose of the stock take, but it depends on the administrator's preferences whether the users can see that number in advance or not. So I'm going to click on a stock take now, and I'm going to navigate to the in progress tab here, and I'm going to go onto this one called All Rich. So if I click onto this, this is the stock take functionality. So you have products to verify, which shows the items that actually need to be counted as part of the stock take, and then it also says other products in location, and if there were other items in that location that were not included as part of the stock take, it would list them there as well, just so that the user has an idea of what to expect when they get into that location. So the first thing we need to do, as driven by this blue bar at the top, is scan the location to begin. So for demonstration purposes I'll just type it in. It was A to B, so I'm going to type in A to B, and this was grayed out, but you can see now that it's all sprung into life. So we've got 2 products in this location to verify. We've got stringer vests, and we've got a large one and a medium one. So I could scan the product, or I can actually tap on it as well to initiate the count. So I'm just going to tap for the example, and then every time I scan, if I keep scanning, the quantity will go up, or I can just click to put it up manually. So I'm going to say that there's 10 in this location and confirm. And if there's a discrepancy, the system does tell me there's a discrepancy. Now this is useful because it might prompt a user to just double check quickly before they move on. They might find a unit in the corner of the location that they didn't expect, and then they can click go back and say, oh yeah, there was 11 units, confirm. Now in this example it's still wrong, which is fine. A discrepancy doesn't always reflect badly on the person who counted it, because there might be a genuine stock mismatch that they're discovering. So if I continue, you can see here there's a tick next to this item. It's orange, that means there was a discrepancy. That's fine. If you counted correctly, it shows you a green one on an open stock take. And then if we go on to the next product, we can count the medium vests. Maybe there was 8 of those. It's going to say there's a discrepancy. That's fine. You can also turn this warning off, so if you don't want users to know that there's a discrepancy, just in case there's any concerns that they're going to use that and just keep changing the numbers, for example, until they get it right, you can turn that off per user. So I'm going to confirm that as well. And this progress counter's gone up here, so I've counted 2 extra items. I'm 9% of the way through my stock take. If any other users were in this stock take with me, because it was a multi-user one, it would tell me here. It doesn't tell me who while I'm on the mobile, but it at least lets me know that other people are doing this with me. You can click proceed at the bottom to move on to the next location, but before we do that, it's important to know that on the 3-dot menu up here there is an option to reposition me. Now this is in case you get to a location and you can't access it, or that area of the warehouse has an issue, or it's very busy and you think that it's best off if you just continue elsewhere. So by clicking reposition me, it's going to take you to a completely different location. You can put a reason such as forklift in the way, and now it's taken me to a totally different location, and I need to continue as normal. Okay, so I can scan the location, which this time is going to be C1B. And it's interesting because now we have a product that has an attribute as part of it. So I can click on that product where the expiry date of this is the 10th of June. And that means I'm verifying the quantity with the count of the 10th of June. But it might be the case that a user just picks up and scans a product. So if I was to scan the product like so, it pops up and asks me to verify the expiry date of the one that I've picked up. So there's two different types of flows. Neither is right or wrong. It's kind of down to user preference whether they're going to tap or scan a product. And administrators also have access via the user permissions to decide whether people can tap. So if you want to enforce that users have to scan every item, then take away the permissions to tap products per user as well, and then you can enforce barcode scanning on all products. And this will work the same for batch numbers, expiry dates, and serial numbers. Now if we go down, this proceed button, it does go green when all the products have been verified, but you can still click on proceed anyway, because if there's an issue, or maybe rather than wanting to be repositioned elsewhere in the warehouse, you just want to skip this one location for now, then you absolutely can do that. You can just skip to the next one. And a good example of when that might happen is if somebody is picking orders. So they're picking at a location, you get to that location and it's not suitable for you to count while they're picking, so you just move on. And what will happen is when you get to the end of the stock take, a pop-up will appear to ask if you want to go back to the locations which have been skipped. So by clicking yes, you will go back and you'll make sure that the full stock take has still been completed. But any skipped locations will show as such as part of the stock take reporting, which will be covered in a separate video, so administrators can check on that. We've also got the option down here to add an unexpected product. So I might be in location C1B counting protein bars, and then I notice that there's a vest there that shouldn't be there. So I could click add unexpected product, and then I could scan or search for the vest. And maybe it's a medium vest that I found, so I can confirm that product is in the location. I could enter a quantity for it. And we've actually then added a count here against that other product in location, and that is going to trigger a second count to happen, so that another user is going to have to validate that. And then if you need to exit a stock take for any reason, you just click the back arrow at the top, leave stock take, and you click leave, and done. So you just keep working your way through that until it's complete.